Hi, I'm Brett Larkin, and this workshop class is all about exercises that we're going to do together so you can be able to step the leg through. So something beginners ask me a lot is how do you go from lifting to stepping through for lunges and warriors and whatnot. So if that's something that you're wanting to do, but you're struggling right now, maybe you're like carrying the leg up or you're having just a little bit of difficulty, this is the perfect little sequence for you. We're gonna warm up, stretch, and strengthen all the parts of the body that are needed to make that action possible. Ideally, you want 2 blocks. We're going to use 2 blocks in this practice. If you don't have blocks, you can still do this with us. But if you do have blocks, I want you to have them nearby. And if you're new to yoga and you don't have blocks yet, check out my website because I sell blocks on my website. You can support free yoga online and get a bunch of exclusive videos that aren't on YouTube about how to use blocks and great classes for beginners emailed to you. So we're going to start lying down on our back, and I just want to demo for you really quickly a concept so you see it, which is this idea of drawing our abs down so much that our seat actually leaves the ground. So we'll be in a position like this, but you're going to want to lift up, draw the abs in, and then using your deep core muscles so much, crunch up. So you see how my seat is barely leaving the ground, but the energy is that the toes want to point up towards the ceiling. So it's like pulling down, not using momentum, right? Because that's not doing anything except hurting your back. But thinking that the seat wants to leave the floor, even if the seat isn't leaving the floor, but just so you can get that deep ab work, okay? So I want you to remember that when we're doing this next exercise. Come to lie down with your fingers interlaced behind the head, elbows wide. Soles of the feet on the floor. And we'll start by taking the shins parallel to the ceiling. Keep the knees directly stacked over the hips. So notice if your knees are too close in or too far away and your low back is arching, find that sweet spot, knees directly over hips. And from here, I want you to draw your abs down and in. So your low back is closer to the floor. So you could just maybe slip a piece of paper between your low back and the mat. Good. From here, exhale all the air out of the body. Again, exhale the abs, draw down again. Good, and then inhale. And then as we exhale, I'm gonna have you come up. So you're gonna stay lifted the whole time. Elbows wide, pull the abs down and in. We're gonna do super slow bicycle. So extend the left leg, but don't let this right knee come towards you. I want you to lift left elbow towards right knee. So it's like we're doing bicycles in slow motion. The knee never comes past the hip best you can. So take it super slow, right? We're going for control over speed. Left. Toes are pointed if you can. Just feeling that small fire in the abs already. Good. It's like we're moving in slow motion movie here. Good. Last 3. 2. You're lifted the whole time. Keep the knee away from you. 3. This time we'll hold here. Hold. Little pulses up. Little pulses up. Keep both feet really pointed. Little pulses up. So you're taking left elbow to right knee. Little pulses. Last 6. Last 5. 4. 3. Squeeze your cheeks of the seat together. Last 2. Last 1. Listen carefully. Now you're going to take this ankle over the knee. You're going to lie back for a hip stretch. Good. So you're threading the arms through. You're holding the left thigh. Use that right elbow to take the right knee wide. And my beginners, or if you're still tight, you can take a block behind the head. So if you can't reach, you can be here without straining the neck. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax the shoulders. Maybe make some small movements, just seeing where you can find the deepest and nicest stretch on the outside of this right hip. Keep that right foot really flexed and active. The left foot can be relaxed, but right foot active, and just pull the thigh into the chest. Good. From here, listen carefully. Look, we're sliding the shin over. Right? So right knee is now on top of left. I'll show that again. We were here, and now we're sliding the shin so the right knee is over the left. And from here, we want to hold pinky toes.
So you may or may not need the block, but what I really want you to do is hold the pinky toes and draw the elbows wide down and back. So this is like a pretzel, and we're feeling a stretch on both hips now as you draw the elbows down and back. So you may not need the block in order to reach the feet, in which case set the block aside and really pull down. So this is a bicep workout. You want to keep the shoulders relaxed, but the biceps active. Just breathe here. Think of your tailbone lengthening towards the top of the mat, but keep pulling the feet wide and towards your chest. Pull so hard. So if I let my feet go, see how hard I was pulling? That's how hard you want to be pulling, really engaging the bicep. Good, gently let that go. Take the right sole of foot to the ground, take the arms wide in a goalpost shape, and then thread right elbow underneath the left. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to pull everything up and in. I want you to get the elbows past the knee, and then release. Exhale, pull everything in. Inhale, release. Good. 8 more. This is 8. Good. 7. Squeeze the cheeks of your seat together. Really get the elbows past the knees each and every time. Good. This is, I'm going to call it 5. You got it. 4. Go for control. Last 3. Last 2, draw the belly button down every single time. Last 1, and we'll hold. Hold here, and I want you to take the elbow forward of the knees. We're just doing baby crunches in our eagle, baby crunches in our eagle. 10, take the seat off the ground if you can. So you're energetically, it's like your seat wants to leave the mat. Don't use momentum. I don't care if your seat leaves the mat. Just draw your abs down. Take the elbow past the knee. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, draw the abs down. Last 1, take the hands behind the head, legs long, and now little pulses up, pulses up, pulses up, pulses up. So my upper body's still, I'm just drawing my abs down. I'm not using momentum. I'm just taking the toes towards the ceiling more. Squeeze the cheeks together. Keep the elbows wide. Head is supported. Last 8, you got it. 7, press the heels together. Squeeze the cheeks of the seat together. Do not use momentum. Just exhale. Abs draw down. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Let it go. Open up into a starfish shape. Rest. Deep breath in. You can maybe flutter the lips to exhale. Once more, deep breath in. Exhale completely. Just notice how the belly feels. And gearing up for the second side. So slowly, no rush, take the soles of the feet to the floor. Take the hands interlaced behind the head once again. Back of the neck is long. First things first, we engage the abs. We pull the abdominal muscles down so the low back connects with the mat. And then take the knees over the hips, shins parallel to the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs together right away. You should feel the abs already right here. And then we'll exhale, we'll come on up. Super slow bicycles initiating to the left this time. So right leg extends, toes pointed if you can. Go for control over speed. Do not let the knee come towards the body. Keep it directly over the hip. Good. This is 7, 6. Imagine you're moving through water. So you're just making it graceful and slow and controlled. Good. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1 to the left, and little pulses up to the left, little baby pulses. Squeeze the cheeks of your seat together, get a little higher each time. Let's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that ankle over the knee, left ankle over right knee for the hip stretch. Take the hands through, flex the left foot,
and pull in for your hip stretch on the left side. You can take the block underneath the head like I showed on the first side if you're having trouble reaching behind the right thigh. Otherwise, just breathe, enjoy this rest, enjoy the stretch in the left hip. Maybe move a little left to right. Relax the shoulders. Notice if they secretly tensed from the ab workout. Let that go. Good, and then second variation of the stretch, listen carefully. We're just taking the left shin, taking it on top of the right knee. So left knee on top of right knee. And then we're holding on to the pinky toe sides of the feet. And if you can't reach, block behind the head. Once you have the pinky toe sides of the feet, you want to bend the elbows and begin pulling the feet towards the floor and towards your face. So you're kind of pulling down and towards you at the same time. It's going to give you the deepest stretch. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep the breath full in the body and keep the hips heavy. Lengthen your tailbone towards the top of the mat. Good, and then gently release the feet, sole of the foot to the floor. Take the arms wide in a goalpost shape, and this time left elbow underneath the right. Take a breath in, prepare, and then exhale, here we go. Inhale to come down, exhale to crunch up into your eagle. Think of getting the elbows past the knees. Good, 8 more. Really use the exhale to take you up. Squeeze everything together. Good. You got it. This is 5. 4. Going slow. Elbows past the knees. Drawing the abs down every single time. You got it. This is 2. This is 1. Stay here. Little pulses. This is the best part. Elbows forward, draw the abs down, squeeze the cheeks together. Last 8, 7, 6, you got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands behind the head, legs straight up, stay here. Just draw the abs down, think of pointing the legs towards the ceiling. So I don't care if your seat moves, just find that exhale, exhale. Last 8, 7, 6. So the seat doesn't need to leave the mat. You just need to draw the abs down. Squeeze the cheeks together. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Open up into a starfish. Huge breath in. Huge breath out. Huge breath in. Maybe flutter the lips. From here, gather the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze, and then just rock and roll up to a seated position, just rocking and rolling on the spine, and then set your hands down on the mat. We're just gonna step back into our downward facing dog. So spread all the fingers as far apart as possible. Pedal through the legs. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Lift the right leg up and back, and then exhale, knee to nose, rock forward to your plank pose. Just gonna draw in, knee to nose, knee to nose, knee to nose, knee to nose. Little pulses, knee to nose. We're just feeling how the abs and this motion of drawing the knee into the nose to hollow out the abs to step the foot through are connected. Good, and then we'll take this into tap. So just lengthen the leg back, pull it in. Lengthen the leg back, pull it in. Tap, you got it. Into the nose, just 6 more. Use your exhale, so the whole upper body stays still. You're just pulling the knee into the nose. I just want you to feel the abs and this motion are connected. The abs we just worked and this pulling of the knee through. You got it. Last 2. Last 1. Stay with me. Take the knee wide this time. hold, and then you're gonna try to step it to the outside of the right hand. And it's okay if you need to like carry it forward, it's fine. We're coming into lizard. So the toes point toward diagonal, right heel on the mat, toes on the wood, and then we're just taking a nice big stretch. So you can rock from side to side, and you can 100% use a block underneath the hands and just get curious if using the block makes the stretch more intense in a good way for you in the groin and in the hips, or if you prefer hands on the floor, or, right, you can use elbows on the block as well. Just breathe into the low back here. Just let everything open up. 4 more breaths. You can roll to the outer edge of that right foot a little bit so the big toe leaves the mat if you want. Good. And then we'll just take it back to child's pose. So however you need to get there. And remember, if you're just starting out, and child's pose is even tricky, you can use your blocks, block between the heels, block underneath the forehead if you're having trouble with both the forehead and the seat touching the ground, coming to the heels. 5 breaths here, just relax. Hear the breath in the body. From child's pose, come back into your downward facing dog. Press down with the knuckles, extend all the fingers apart from one another, pedal the legs. And then inhale, take the left leg high to the sky, best you can. Exhale, knee to nose, rock forward to plank, shoulders over wrist, and little pulses in. Little pulses in, draw the knee to the nose, knees to the nose. Just 3, 2, 1, keep your upper body where it is, shoulders where they are, just lengthen the left leg back, tap, and into nose. Left leg back, and into nose. Here we go. And into nose. Really feel, it's like you can lift the hips a little extra. Feel that abs draw in. Keep going with me here. Good. Last 4. Last 2. Hopefully we're feeling how this is connected. Good. Last 1. Take it straight. Take it out to the left elbow. Hold. And then you can set the knee down and bring it forward to your lizard pose. Your choice if you want to be up on blocks or down on the elbows or however you want to be. So our lizard, heel is on the mat, toes are off the mat. Just rock side to side, looking for a stretch in the left inner groin and the outer right hip. Good. Just hear your breath. Good, and then take the hands underneath the shoulders if they're not already. Take the leg back. And instead of child's pose this time, we're going to come into down dog, but if you have the blocks, I want you to set them up at the top of the mat, just like so. So first come into regular down dog, maybe take the hands wide of the blocks, and then I'm going to ask you to put your hands on the blocks as you come into down dog. Now make sure the blocks are far enough away if you're using blocks. If you're not using blocks, just regular down dog, that you can step your foot in between the hands. Okay, so we're going to do some practice rounds. So I want you to press your torso towards your thigh bones, press your hands down into the block, so your thumb and pinky and ring finger are wrapping the block, and then just drag the right knee to nose and tap it back. So same thing we did before. You just have more space. Tap it back. Feel the abs we worked firing up here. Good. This is 3. We're going to do 8, 4. So every time, see if you can get the knee closer to the nose. So you're pulling in, and because we just worked your abs and your core, hopefully you can feel that fiery feeling in the belly that's going to enable this action for you, right? Last 2. Last 1. Okay, take it back this time. Try to step it through. Step it through. Did you make it? How'd it go? So the blocks give you that extra height so that you can really find that and practice. Let's take it down to child's pose for a quick rest. And because we have the blocks right here, if you have blocks, I want you to actually set your elbows on the blocks in your child's pose. And that way we can stretch our biceps as a bonus as we come back into child's pose. Take a couple deep breaths. So the hands are in prayer on your back. So the palms are fused together. The elbows are on the blocks. Deep breath in and out. Move your seat from side to side. Hopefully this feels like a nice bicep stretch. Good. And then gently straighten the arms. We're going to press back into downward facing dog with the blocks if you have them, so we can practice on the second side. So first, just make sure your feet are hip width apart in your dog. Really press your torso towards your thigh bones. So notice if you're already kind of like halfway here, right? We want to have good down dog alignment. So you can bend the knees, likely if you're a beginner, right? Make sure to watch my video on exactly how to do down dog. And then we'll take it on the second side. So just draw now, left knee to nose. Really feel the shoulders line up over the wrist and pull the knee towards the nose like crazy. So you want to feel your abs engage each time. Good. So that's 1, 2. So use your exhale to help you draw the abs in, knee to nose. This is 4. Good. 3. This is 2. And this is 1. And the next one, we'll step it through. Can you make it? Pull it up and forward. See how you did? Are you there? Perfect. And then take it back, child's pose, or however you need to get there. Rest in child's pose. You can have the elbows on the blocks and hands in prayer on your back, like we did before. If that feels good, you can rock the seat from side to side. So I'm hoping this gives you some idea of what you can practice at home. You can come back to this sequence. You can get the abs fired up like we just did. And then you can do these practice rounds of plank using the blocks or not. But use the blocks and just begin practicing this maybe 3 times a week, every night or every night, just quickly if you have time. Gently press yourself up. And combining that with a lizard pose like we did, right? Lizard pose, and just a regular all-round practice that's comprehensive, you will eventually be able to step the leg up there, I promise. Trust yoga, trust the practice, trust that you're going to get stronger. And I really, really, especially for this class, want to know how this went for you in the comments below. So leave me a comment below. Let me know how far you got. Did this give you some ideas and tricks? And keep in mind that everyone's body is different, right? Why you're tight and why you maybe can't bring the leg through is going to be a little different for everyone. So I want you to start getting curious. Is doing lizard pose the most helpful thing? Is doing that figure 4 stretch where you're stretching the outside of the hip seem like it's the most helpful thing? By most helpful, I mean where you're receiving the biggest stretch. And it's opening up those parts of the body combined with the core work and that ability to find your abs pulling up and in that's going to help you get the leg through. Leave me a comment, let me know how this went, like this video if you enjoyed it, and take a look at the subscribe button. Are you subscribed to my channel? If you're not, please hit that subscribe button right now. It's the #1 way you can help me out and keep free online yoga coming to you. From my heart to yours, namaste.